All right, so we had a really good thread in the forum the other day, and actually it's still continuing, around engaging e-learning and what engagement means to e-learning designers. And some great forum replies here. And at one point, Dave Becker actually put forward that he thinks that engaging e-learning actually is visible when the learners are actually leaning forward. And I thought that was a really great point, right? So if you're really engaged in something, you're actually moving closer to it. And so we had some additional conversation around it and led to the theory that maybe we have a new body posture index, and this little infographic came out. Nothing complicated, but we did have a couple questions on how we created multiple versions of this person at the desk without seeing the desk, obviously extending outward. So you just see the top of the head. So I wanted to walk through that real quick to show you kind of how that one came together. It's simple, like most things, right? But it's actually going to use cropping, and we're going to use a lot of cropping to create different versions of this graphic. So it's just a starting graphic with a piece of clip art, a picture of a guy at a computer with a white background. I am going to control drag just to make a duplicate of that. Double click it. We want to remove the background. Now, PowerPoint 2010 has some additional background removal features, but because this is a good old solid background, we can use the set transparent color to quickly knock it out. So just click once anywhere around the white and gone. Okay. So a couple things here. First, we want to do is just create a duplicate of this guy, just the upper body right here, so we can use that as the graphic. So I'm just going to again control click to drag, double click him, and then over here in the crop tool, just going to drag this in. And I actually got it right the first time. So I just wanted to make a really close crop around him. I don't really care about the chair showing or the part of his arms are. That's going to be hidden behind him right here. But I can't, what I want to do, I want to actually make this transparent. Really, I want to fade this out. But I can't fill, or I can't actually apply transparency to pictures, but I can to shapes. So what I want to do is just save this out as a picture. So right click, right, and then right click, and then just do save as picture. And I can just picture one is fine, doesn't matter. So I just saved it out. I'm going to keep him for a second here. I'm going to keep him selected because what I want to do is create a rectangle around him. So insert and then shape. And I'm just going to use his bounding box as a tracing tool. All right, so now I can get rid of him. And with this, first I'll go ahead and just turn off the shape outline. And I'm going to right click now and then choose Format Shape, which is down here on the bottom. And then I'm going to go ahead and fill it with that picture. And picture or texture fill. And then from File, I'll go ahead and find that file that I just did. And there it is, picture one. So I just filled it in there. So with that selected, let's go ahead and just add about 85% transparency. It looks good. I can always come back and modify that if I want. And essentially that's the silhouette for that guy. So I want to move him to the back, so I'll just right click and choose send to back, and I will make a duplicate, right? Whoops, too much selected. So control click again. So this one can be the relaxed version, and then I'll move this one, just rotate him up, and he is the engaged version. So maybe it's easier to do this. Now the other thing right here is, right, this guy's kind of, depending on how much rotation I put on him, his face is kind of in the monitor, it's not really working. So I do want to extend this computer out a little bit, and I can do that pretty easily. So I'll just move these guys over. Once again, I'm going to make a duplicate of this. So on this first one, I'm going to double click it, and I'm going to crop just the computer part. There we go. And this time I'll crop out just the guy at the keyboard. Again, just some creative cropping techniques. There we go. Now all I need to do is just add a little rectangle there, a black rectangle, and fill it in. So a lot you can do by combining and cropping these shapes. I'll turn off the outline and then just fill it with a black. And essentially there's our graphic. I can always make it a little bit better. But now I've got some extra room here to have this guy, kind of do the face plant here in the keyboard. I'd probably want to group these two objects and maybe make sure that this rectangle was the same height. But essentially, there's a quick way to create an infographic using really nothing more than the crop tool in PowerPoint.